My dear friends, time is the most democratic resource we have been given. Every morning, whether you are a billionaire sitting in the corner office of a skyscraper, or a student sharing a dorm room, whether you are a busy mother managing a household, or a retired person wondering how to spend the day, the universe grants us all the exact same 24 hours. The sun rises for each of us. The clock ticks for each of us. And yet, the way we experience our days is so different. And the difference, my friends, is not in the hours we have, but in how we begin them. Have you noticed what the first few minutes of your morning look like? For most of us, the alarm goes off, and what do? We grab our phone. Before we've even stretched our body, before we've even washed our face, before we've even greeted the people we live with, we have already dived headfirst into an endless digital ocean. Notifications, social media feeds, news headlines, emails, messages, all flashing on the screen like 1,000 voices demanding our attention. And the sad part is, we think we are in control. We think, I'll just check for a minute. But before we know it, that 1 minute has turned into 10, that 10 into 30, and that 30 into an hour. And the worst part is, even if it's just 10 minutes, those 10 minutes don't just take away time, they take away focus, they take away clarity, they take away the calmness of our mind. Imagine this. If the very first thing you put into your stomach every morning was junk food, how would your health be after a few months? Not great. In the same way, the very first thing you feed your mind every morning shapes your mental health, your emotional balance, and even your physical energy. If your morning diet is made up of distractions, arguments online, fear from negative news, or envy from someone else's glamorous social media post, what do you think will be the state of your mind for the rest of the day? The mind, my dear friends, is like a sponge. Whatever it absorbs in the morning, it carries with it into every single task, every single interaction, every single challenge of the day. That is why I say, stop wasting your mornings on distractions. Don't let your phone be the first voice you hear in the morning. Don't let technology dictate your mood before you've even had the chance to shape it yourself. There is a beautiful saying, the way you start your day determines the way you live your day. And I would add, the way you live your day determines the way you live your life. If you begin with noise, you will carry noise. If you begin with clarity, you will carry clarity. But then the question comes, if not the phone, if not the distractions, then what should we do? The answer is simple but powerful. Start your day with gratitude, reflection, and clarity. Gratitude means pausing for a moment and recognizing what you already have. Reflection means connecting with yourself, your purpose, your inner compass. Clarity means deciding what truly matters for today. instead of getting pulled into 100 small things that don't. Let's talk about gratitude first. When we wake up in the morning, the very fact that we opened our eyes is a blessing. There are so many people who went to bed last night but did not wake up today. The fact that our heart is still beating, our lungs are still working, our body is still alive, it's not small, it's a miracle. But do we pause to notice it? Usually no. We rush into the next thing, already thinking of problems, tasks, or worries. What if instead we paused for just a few seconds and said, "Thank you. Thank you for another day. Thank you for this life. Thank you for the chance to try again." That one simple shift changes the quality of your morning. Gratitude is like a lens when you wear it. Even ordinary things appear extraordinary. You don't take your breath for granted. You don't take the people in your life for granted. You don't take the opportunities you have for granted. Gratitude makes the ordinary special. And when you begin your morning with gratitude, you begin your day with abundance. Now, reflection. Reflection is giving yourself the gift of silence, the gift of stillness. It can be prayer, it can be meditation, it can simply be sitting in your room with no distractions, just breathing. Why is reflection important? Because life is noisy. From the moment we step out of bed, the world is pulling us in 1,000 directions. Work demands one thing, family demands another, society expects something else, and our own desires confuse us further. If we don't take a moment to center ourselves in the morning, we are like a leaf blown by the wind. Wherever the wind goes, we go. Reflection is like anchoring the ship before you sail into the ocean of the day. It steadies you, grounds you, and reminds you of who you are. And then clarity. My dear friends, one of the biggest reasons we waste time during the day is because we never asked ourselves in the morning, what really matters today? So the day gets filled with trivial things, endless scrolling, small arguments, unnecessary worries, and by the evening we feel exhausted but not fulfilled. But when you begin your day with clarity, when you ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do today that will make the biggest difference? Then suddenly, your energy has a direction. You don't scatter your time on distractions. You invest it where it matters. You see, many people think the secret to productivity is doing more. But the real secret is doing less. Less of the unimportant, less of the meaningless, less of the distractions. And to know what to do less of, you need clarity. That's why the morning is the best time to decide. Because in the morning, your mind is fresh. It is not yet cluttered. It is like a clean sheet of paper. If you write with clarity in the morning, the whole page of your day becomes meaningful. But if you allow others to scribble on it first, through your phone, through distractions, then your day is no longer yours. Let me share an example. Imagine you are a driver and every morning, the first thing you do is hand over your car keys to a stranger standing outside your house. You don't even know them, but you say, "Here, you drive my car wherever you like today." That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Who would ever give away control like that? But think about it. When we wake up and immediately start reacting to notifications, that is exactly what we do. We hand over the keys of our mind to strangers, the person posting something online, the company sending a marketing email, the news channel broadcasting fear. We decide where our mental car goes, and then we wonder, why am I feeling so restless? Why do I have no time? Why do I feel lost? The reason is simple, because you are not driving anymore. Someone else is. So stop giving away the keys. Take control of your mornings. When you wake up, before you let the outside world in, let the inside world speak. Connect with your heart. Be grateful. Reflect in silence. Set your clarity. Then, when you finally pick up your phone or step into the world, you are not reacting, you are responding. You are not lost, you are guided. You are not wasting time, you are investing it. Now, some people may say, "I don't have time in the morning for all this. I have to rush for work. I have to get the kids ready. I have so many responsibilities." My dear friends, you don't need an hour. You don't even need 30 minutes. Start with 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes of gratitude, reflection, and clarity. It is not about the length of time. It is about the quality of your attention. Those 5 minutes can save you hours of wasted time later in the day. And as you experience the difference, you may naturally feel inspired to increase it. Think of it like charging your phone. No one says, "I don't have time to charge my phone. I'm too busy." Because we know if we don't charge it, it won't work. In the same way, those few minutes of gratitude, reflection, and clarity are the way we charge our mind and soul. Without it, we may still function, but not at our best. With it, we shine. So, my dear friends, every morning, ask yourself, am I beginning my day with distractions? Or am I beginning my day with direction? Am I feeding my mind junk? Or am I feeding it gratitude? Am I letting others control my time? Or am I taking charge? Remember, the phone will always be there. The world will always be noisy. The demands will never end. But you have a choice. You can either let the outside world shape your inside, or you can let your inside shape how you deal with the outside. And that choice begins the very moment you open your eyes. Stop wasting your mornings. They are too precious. They are too powerful. They are the foundation of your day and the foundation of your life. Start with gratitude. Reflect in silence. Seek clarity. And I promise you, your days will become lighter, your mind will become calmer, and your life will become richer. Not in possessions, but in meaning. Because when you master your mornings, you master your life. My dear friends, life is not built in years. Life is built in days, and each day is built in the morning. We often think that our future depends on some grand decision we will make one day, some big project we will finish, some huge success we will achieve. But the truth is, our future depends on something much simpler, much quieter, something that looks almost ordinary. How we begin our mornings. Because if you win your morning with the right intention, you win your day. And if you win your day, you win your life. Think about it. Every morning, when you open your eyes, you are standing at a crossroads. You have two paths before you. One path is the path of unconscious living. You wake up, you rush, you react. You allow the world to push and pull you in different directions. The other path is the path of conscious living. You wake up, you pause, you align, you choose your direction with intention. One path leads to stress, confusion, and exhaustion. The other path leads to clarity, focus, and fulfillment. And the decision between those two paths happens in the very first few minutes of the day. So, let's ask, what does it mean to win the morning? It doesn't mean waking up at 4 o'clock and running a marathon, unless that is your calling. It doesn't mean filling your calendar with 20 habits you read about in a self-help book. To win the morning simply means to begin with the right intention. It means that before the world tells you what you should do, you decide for yourself who you want to be and how you want to live today. The problem is, most of us begin our mornings as if we are already late to a race. The alarm goes off and we hit snooze. Finally, we wake up and immediately the mind says, "Oh no, I have so much to do." We rush out of bed, already anxious, already stressed. From the very first moment, we are reacting, not creating. Imagine starting a race where you trip on the very first step. How much harder will the rest of the run be? That is what happens when we begin our days without intention. We trip before we have even taken the first step. But if you pause in the morning, just for a few moments, and set your intention, the entire race changes. Suddenly, you are not stumbling. You are running with clarity. You are not lost. You are guided. You are not scattered. You are aligned. Winning the morning doesn't mean the rest of the day will be perfect. No, challenges will still come. Problems will still arrive. People will still test your patience. But the difference is, when your morning is rooted in intention, you handle those challenges differently. Instead of reacting blindly, you respond wisely. Instead of being tossed around by circumstances, you steer your way through them. Let me share an image with you. Imagine a glass of water placed on a table. If the glass is already full and someone bumps into it, water will spill everywhere. But if the glass is half empty, even if someone bumps into it, it doesn't overflow. In the same way, If you begin your day already full of stress, full of clutter, full of distraction, then the smallest disturbance will make you spill. But if you begin your morning with the intention to be calm, grateful, and focused, then even when life bumps you, you won't spill so easily. You will carry yourself with balance. Now, what does setting an intention look like? It is very simple. It is asking yourself in the morning, how do I want to live today? What kind of person do I want to be today? What is the one thing I want to make sure I do today that will truly matter? It can be as simple as, today I intend to be patient, or today I intend to give my best to my work, or today I intend to listen more than I speak. When you set such an intention, it is like setting the GPS of your mind. You still have to drive through traffic. You still have to face roadblocks, but you won't be lost. You will know where you are headed. Sometimes people ask, does it really make a difference? Can a small thought in the morning change my whole day? And I say, absolutely yes. Because life is not determined by the big events alone. Life is shaped by the small decisions we repeat daily. It is like planting a seed. The seed looks small, almost insignificant. But when watered regularly, it becomes a tree that gives shade and fruit. Similarly, the small seed of intention you plant each morning grows into the tree of your life. Over time, it becomes your character, your destiny, your legacy. Let me give you a practical example. Suppose you wake up and your first intention is, today, I will not waste time complaining. Just that one intention changes the way you look at situations. Normally, when something goes wrong, the natural habit is to complain. Why me? Why this? But because you set your intention, your mind catches itself. Instead of complaining, you ask, what can I do about it? That one shift saves you hours of negativity and keeps your energy productive. Another example, suppose your morning intention is, today I will be kind. Now, throughout the day, opportunities will come where you can either snap at someone or show patience. And because you planted the seed in the morning, you are more likely to choose kindness. And what happens then? Your relationships improve, your interactions feel lighter, and you go to bed at night with peace in your heart. And where did it all begin? In the morning, with one simple intention. This is why mornings are so important. They are the foundation of the day. Imagine a builder trying to construct a house. If the foundation is weak, no matter how beautiful the walls, no matter how expensive the paint, the house will not stand strong. But if the foundation is solid, the house will withstand storms. In the same way, if your morning foundation is weak, filled with distractions, rushed without reflection, then no matter what you try to achieve, it will be shaky. But if your morning is strong, anchored in gratitude, reflection, and intention, then even when storms come, your days stands firm. My dear friends, life is not in our control. We cannot decide what will happen tomorrow. We cannot stop problems from coming. But we can decide how we will meet those problems. And that decision happens in the morning. If you win your morning, you win your day. And if you win your day, you win your life. I remember once speaking to a very successful businessman who told me, the secret to my career is not in my board meetings, not in my deals, not in my strategies. The secret is in my mornings. If I don't align myself every morning, then no matter how big the opportunity, I will waste it. But if I align myself in the morning, then even the smallest opportunity becomes powerful. That is wisdom. Success does not begin in the office. Success begins in the heart, in the home, in the morning. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, remember this, you are standing at a crossroads. One path is distraction, the other is direction. One path is reaction, the other is intention. Which one will you choose? And don't think of it as just one morning. Think of it as your life, because life is not one grand leap. Life is a series of small steps repeated every day. If you choose intention every morning, those steps will take you to a life of meaning. Win your morning, my friends. Begin with gratitude. Begin with reflection. Begin with clarity. But most importantly, begin with intention. Because the person who controls the morning controls the day. And the person who controls the day controls the life.